Dragon Ball fans have been waiting 17 years to see this loading screen, and it was definitely worth the wait. How is it going? Thank you for tuning in this video. Today, as you guys can tell, I'll be giving you guys a full game review of Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Now, originally, I was going to do a first impressions of this game, pretty much my first playthrough, give you guys my first reaction to it. But long story short, I ordered the Ultimate Edition, a physical copy of it off Amazon, and it didn't come the 3 days early, the Thursday, instead of the Tuesday when it got released. So I got it a day earlier than the standard release. So I got that, and I was kind of bummed that I got it later. Not only did I get it 2 days later, but it didn't even come to like 7 p.m. that day on that Thursday. So by the time I got it, I was like, you know what, it's already night. It's almost already Friday. It's like, I was just bummed out that I felt like I got screwed out of the 3-day early access, which some people will point out that it's my fault for ordering a physical copy instead of a digital. I should have ordered digital. I know, whatever. You can point the finger blame at me. I don't really care. But you know what? I'm a collector. I like to have the physical copy, and I wanted to make sure I had a physical copy of Sparking Zero in my collection. So that's why I went that route. But I was just really hoping that Amazon was able to deliver same day of release, not 2 days afterwards. So I was a little bummed out by that. Another thing I added to it that really bummed me out as well was the fact that the physical copies of the Ultimate Edition didn't even come with the pre-order code of the characters. So I was not able to play as Daima Goku, just that character, because Broly and Gogeta, you can still access those characters in the game. You just got to buy them or unlock them. So the pre-order, they were just unlocked early, as well as Goku Daima. But yeah, the fact that I wasn't getting that code from the get-go and I had to go through Bandai, which was a hassle because it took them a week to give me the code. I just felt cheated out of getting the Ultimate Edition, to be perfectly honest. I just felt like I wasn't getting my money's worth. I didn't get the early access, and I didn't get the pre-order code character right away. Obviously, everything was resolved. I played the game as a character. Nothing at value was lost. But again, like I said, I just felt like I cheated out of getting the Ultimate Edition because I was guaranteed 3-day early access, pre-order code, stuff like that, and I didn't get any of that. So I was a little bummed out right when I got the game for those reasons. So that's the reason why I didn't do a first initial reactions, because I was just kind of bummed when I first got it. But eventually after that, after I stopped getting my ass kicked in the game, I started to enjoy it and I started thriving, and eventually this became a full game review because, as you guys can tell, I fully completed the game. I have 100% in the progress game, as well as completed all 50 trophies. So I have officially completed Dragon Ball Sparking Zero until DLC comes out. I know as of right now they're just characters, but who knows if they'll add more bonus battles or more story battles or episode battles, I should say, with the DLC. So who knows what the DLC will entail in the future. But as of right now, this is all about the base game of Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Without wasting any more time, let's go ahead and jump right into it.
Yo, how goes it?
It's going great, Goku. Thanks for asking. And here we have the beautiful interactive menu for Sparking Zero. I'll go ahead and go over all the different modes you can choose from. So, of course, we start off with Episode and Custom Battles, which is the story mode of the game. And from there on, we go to Battle and Training, which is at the World Martial Arts Tournament, Goku goes to. From there on, we go to Challenges and Missions, which is at Zenos. I'll eventually go into all these modes more in depth later on. So that's why I'm kind of just going through them quickly. Shop and Customize. You have the Gallery at Mr. Satan's. And then, of course, you can summon Shenron Purunga or Super Shenron as well. So those are all the different modes you have in the game. Now, I'll go ahead and go over each one individually. Now, I won't go super in-depth about each, more so about the custom battles. I won't go super in-depth about everything, mainly because either A, if you're watching this video, there's a good chance you've already either played this game, so already pretty much know, or if you haven't played the game and you're kind of getting an idea if you want to play it or not, I don't want to spoil everything for you guys. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into the episode battle, which of course, like I said earlier, is the main story mode of this game. And of course, in the episode battle, you have 8 characters to choose from. You have Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, Piccolo, Future Trunks, Frieza, Goku Black, and Jiren, which Jiren isn't able to play at first. Well, the only person you can play when you first start is Goku, then everyone else unlocks besides Jiren. Jiren gets unlocked after you beat Goku story mode, or when you beat Jiren in the story mode. One of the two. I don't remember which one it is. Either beat Goku story mode or just beat Jiren. That unlocks his story mode. So 8 people to choose from. And I will say, in terms of the episode battles, they are fun, but I was very disappointed in the amount of battles everyone besides Goku got. Goku obviously has the most battles. He's the main character, so it makes perfect sense why he has the most. But it seems like everyone got crumbs compared to what Goku has. He has tons of battles, whereas everyone else, you pretty much just get a little bit. Like, even with Vegeta, his battles only go from Namek to the Buu arc. You get nothing from Super, which is very surprising to me. I thought maybe Battle Kappa and Topo and maybe Jiren, stuff like that, but no, you only go to the Buu arc. Even Gohan, you start off with, you know, him and Goku in the hyperbolic time chamber, and you go to him and Cell, and then you just, you know, do stuff with the Buu arc, and then you have some cool what if stuff with Gohan, but again, very minimal. Everyone has very minimum pickings to do with besides Goku. So I was very disappointed in the variety that everyone else got compared to Goku. In terms of the battles themselves, it's fun. I do enjoy, you know, even the story map, how it's presented. It's very similar to Budokai 2, how it reminds me how you know, the kind of like the board map and whatnot, and you get to choose where you go and your what if scenarios and stuff like that. But yeah, the episode battles is a good mode. I did enjoy it. I did like the presentation as well, where you got a mix of cutscenes as well as kind of still images. That way you can go through the scenes quicker. However, I do feel like some of the cutscenes were kind of just steamrolling through. They kind of seemed like they were just trying to speed run through the stories. Like you'd go from Goku after his battle with Vegeta to the Saiyan arc, then all of a sudden the next cutscene is him getting ready to go to Namek. Like there's a lot of stuff where, you know, they kind of cut and just go right to the next thing right away. They do kind of, like I said, speed run through the story, and that was kind of people's complaint about this game mode, that you didn't actually get to play through the full story, which to me, in my opinion, that's what Dragon Ball Z Kakarot's for. That game is a great game if you want to play the full story of Dragon Ball Z, and you know, they've released some DLCs obviously over time. Daima's getting a DLC for that game coming out as well, so that's the game if you want a full in-depth story of Dragon Ball Z, where you get everything in depth. But in terms of the episode battles, like I said, I enjoyed the mode. Just wish you got more variety of everyone else besides Goku. In terms of the what ifs, you do have a lot of what ifs, and you have, I believe, whether there's 7 or 8 sparking episodes where you have pretty much your own story going forward. But you do have a lot of what ifs where it's just kind of a one-off. Like, you know, you have a what if with Goku where he beats Cell. You have a what if with Gohan's where he beats Deborah, or if he beats, you know, Spokovich. So you just have kind of one-offs, you know, Piccolo beating Cell, stuff like that. A lot of one-ifs, and then you have your Sparky episodes, which have some great stuff to it, like Goku and Vegeta. There's a great Sparky episode where Goku goes Super Saiyan against Vegeta when Krillin dies, and then that leads to him going to Namek, but then Vegeta shows up and he turns into a Super Saiyan and he beat Frieza, and you have a, you know, battle of the Super Saiyans on Namek between Goku and Vegeta. So that was really cool. And then of course the best one, I think in everyone's opinion, is by far Gohan's Sparky episode, where we get Gohan Black. Yes, Gohan Black comes to the future instead of Goku Black, and it made a lot more sense. And honestly, the way it played out in this story was better than the way the anime played it with Goku Black. So I just loved everything about the striking episode with Gohan Black. But yeah, you got some good stuff. Even Trunks, you know, he gets involved in the power of tournament. You know, you have to choose if he stays in the future or goes in the present with Goku and Vegeta. So yeah, in terms of the episode battles, I enjoyed it. The only downside was that pretty much everyone got crumbs compared to Goku, who pretty much had 90% of the battles out of everyone.
Wow! Everybody's here!
That was everyone's reaction when the roster reveal got announced. But yeah, going back into the episode and custom battles, underneath episode battles, you do have custom battles, which you can do custom battles from people that have uploaded, or do bonus battles, which they added into the game. And I will say the bonus battles are like whatever. They're just kind of, you know, just random stuff that you would never probably think of, honestly, for the most part. But I will say these come off like they were not finished. A lot of these like conditions aren't clear. Like this Master Roshi's training, I absolutely hated this one because it's very simple. You think you just got to beat Roshi, right? But he tells you how to beat him. Beat him with the Kamehameha, paper, rock, scissors, or your strongest move, which I assume is his ultimate. I've done it every time. Like he will say which move to use to beat him. I've done it, but I keep failing. I kept failing, and it was blowing my mind. And eventually, I just ran out the time and won that way. So, yeah, a lot of these battles, like I said, the conditions of win aren't even clear. Like I failed one of them, some of them, because like I think this one with Nappa, I failed. Actually, this one took me a long time to do, and I'll explain more of that later when I talk about the gameplay. But like this one, like I didn't know you couldn't use Blast against Frieza when you fought him, so I did that and immediately failed, so I had to do it again. But yeah, this one, I will say the lock-on in this game is not your fucking friend on this one for sure. I'll say that. But yeah, nothing really unique about the custom or the bonus battles. And then this one, this is a throwaway one I made just to get the achievement. So battle and training section, which is pretty straightforward. You know, just if you want to do one-on-ones or whatever battles you want to do, training if you want to just get better or do some tips with Piccolo and Gohan. In the World Tournament mode, very straightforward. You have all different modes you can do. Let's just go ahead and just look at all different modes with that. As you guys can see, very straightforward. You can create a tournament, Yamcha games, tournament power, tournament destroyers, other world tournament, cell games, and world tournaments. So very straightforward with the world tournaments. And here, of course, all the stages you have in the game, or lack of, I should say. Now, to be perfectly honest, at first when the game came out, I wasn't bothered by the lack of options, because I was just like, you know what, it doesn't matter to me. But after playing all of them, to be perfectly honest, I wish we did have more options, because a lot of these stages suck. I'm being completely honest with that. I felt like a lot of these maps, I kept getting stuck behind invisible walls. A lot of these places with buildings and mountains, I swear I kept getting stuck in them, or my opponent kept getting stuck in them, or I'd get trapped easily in a corner that I just couldn't get out of because I was stuck in a building or a mountain. Honestly, structures, it's cool to watch them like get destroyed, but playing in them is just an absolute nightmare for personally, in my opinion. So hopefully in due time we get more maps added to the game, but it is all we're gonna have. It's, you know, it is what it is. I try to stick to like arenas that don't have much, like the Cell Games arena or Land of the Kais, the Time Chamber. I try to kind of stick to stuff that just has more plain surface with not a lot to it. But yeah, I don't know. I wish we had more variety. Even, dude, this Tournament of Power arena is so freaking small. I was very disappointed with the spacing we had on it. I thought it was it's way too small. It needs to be way bigger in my opinion, but it is what it is. Can't really do much. Obviously, you can, you know, change the settings with some of them, but yeah, not much to say about the stages. And of course, you can change the soundtrack in which you play in the game as well. Here are the rule settings if you want to, you know, put battle time on or whatever. And then if you're in a world tournament stage, you can turn ring outs on and off. So, and here we are with the character select screen. As you guys can see, this is the team I was previously playing with. But going to the select screen itself, I know people don't like this select screen because it looks so cluttered, and I will agree with it. I mean, look, this entire page right here is just Goku and Vegeta's, man. Like, I don't understand why they couldn't condense all of these into like one panel where, like, if I selected Goku mid, I could have options to select him as, you know, base form or Super Saiyan form. So I don't know why they couldn't condense that so it's not so cluttered looking like this. Especially when a lot of them look so similar, like all these Super Saiyan forms, like you just look at them, like you wouldn't know between Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan 2 besides the, you know, the aura. You wouldn't have known that. But yeah, it just looks very, very cluttered with everyone, but I don't mind it. I don't mind the avatars. I know some people wish they were using different. You know, it simplifies it. It tells you exactly what you need to know. It tells you transformations, tells you their moveset. So, and jumping into challenges and missions, not much here. I'll go ahead and go to Whis' stamp book first because that's a lot more simple and easier to get done. It's pretty much just stuff you've done in the game and accomplished. Like, I have all of the Whis' wishes already done, you know, special stuff like this, like special banter mission 3. You can just click on it for details and it'll tell you exactly what you need to do to achieve it. So like this one right here, you just basically have to be Majin Vegeta and face Goku and Super Saiyan 2. You just got to face them for that special scene you had in the beginning and you check it off. So it's very basic, tells you exactly what to do. Even the throws, you know, be Super Saiyan Goku 3 and throw Majin Buu. So it's very basic stuff, very, very easy to achieve. And yeah, like I said, not much to it. Then we dive into Zeno's orders, which is a lot more complicated, just because, you know, simple. Look at stuff like this, like use Piccolo in battle 50 times, victory 1,000 times. So it's like stuff like that will make this harder to achieve if you want to complete it. Like, I feel like this is just something that wants to be done by people that just want to play the game like forever. Like, who's gonna play Tapion 50 times, you know, Herdegard, Sai Shenron, like, you know, a lot of these things I'm not going to probably do. On the upside though, you can achieve it by just adding people on your team when you play it. You don't have to actually play as a character, you can just have them on your team and it counts as using them. So that is an upside to that. But yeah, like I said, a lot of this is just, you know, random stuff to achieve, just to keep grinding the game, I guess. But like some of the stuff, like look at this. This is what I was talking about in terms of the episode battles, how little everyone's battles are. Look at Goku's. You know, I've almost already filled up 100 victories in his battle just by playing story mode once. But look at everyone else. I've only done the playthroughs once, and look at some of these. Like 16 for Trunks, 18 for Piccolo, 32 for Vegeta, compared to the 90 for Goku. So there's only so many battles you can do. Like, you expect me to do Trunks' story mode up to 100 times, like a battle wins. I'm not going to play it through that many times. So like I said, a lot of these, I feel like it's just if people want to grind and just keep playing the game. But yes, most of this is just achieving, in my opinion, just based off if you're playing for fun and you just happen to get them done. Shop and customize, pretty straightforward. Shop obviously is where you can buy stuff, you know, whether it's characters, abilities, emotes, whatever it is, outfits. You can all buy them from the shop right here. One thing I will say I do like about the shop is that if you do like buy anything, like if you buy all these characters, and if you play the game and you unlock them through the game, you get refunded whatever zenny you spent on that character. So once you unlock them, you get the zenny in return that you spent on them buying it. So I do like how you get rewarded back in that system. And that applies to everything, not just the characters. That applies to everything. If you have a bot ability and you unlock it, you get that, you know, the zenny refunded that, you know, would have cost in the shop instead. So yeah, very straightforward shop. And the customization of this game is very straightforward, very simple. You pretty much, you know, you can go to outfits if characters have them, accessories if characters have them as well, put abilities, you know, that you want on the character, change emotes, you know, all the stuff right here. You can mess around with it. You have all the fusions listed if you want to have them be available in the game or not, turn them off. Have a special soundtrack play, you know, for that character, and they play, or you play as them. So customization is very straightforward, but I will say it is severely disappointing because when they first announced it, they kind of made it seem like you can pretty much put, you know, whatever you want on any character, add kind of any kind of aura. You know, if I want to put a halo on Gohan, I could have done that. Put a scouter on Goku, I could have done that. They just made it seem like you can do so much with customization, but when it came down to it, you can't really do much. The outfits are very limited, and to be perfectly honest, most of the outfits are just kind of battle damage outfits, not really, you know, anything different besides battle damage. But yeah, I was just very severely disappointed. You know, hopefully in the future they add more stuff. They definitely need to add outfits for people. I feel like there's a lot of people missing a lot of outfits. Like I know with Teen Gohan, a lot of people are wondering why he doesn't have, you know, his gi, the Goku gi from the BoJack movie. That's the one missing. You know, Trunks is missing some outfits as well. So I really hope they do update with more outfits for people, because it's very severely underwhelming. There's a lot of people that don't even have anything to even choose from. So customization seems kind of pointless. Like, let's see now. I doubt he has anything. Yeah, you can't do anything. You can't add anything. You can't nothing. So customization seems very useless for a lot of the characters, for the outfits and accessories. Like, what's the point of having all the slots if you can't even improvise them? You can't even use them. So like I said, hopefully in the future as the game progresses and we get updates and stuff, hopefully they'll add costumes for people, and, you know, maybe they'll implement where we can do customizations, like add costumes to people. Like, one thing I really wanted to do when the game came out was put Goku and Vegeta, the super variants of the characters, and put Bardock's gi on them that they did in the manga in the Granola arc. That's one of the things I wanted to do the most when I first got this game, was immediately put them in the same armor that Bardock had, and I can't do that. So like I said, hopefully, you know, in time that changes. Maybe they're able to do that, you know, in future updates. But as of right now, the only thing I can really ask for is that maybe they can add more costumes. You know, even Goku End. How come he doesn't have his End of Z outfit, man? Like, you put him in a Saiyan armor, which he never wore at that time, but you can't give him, you know, his End of Z outfit. Like, I don't know. I hope they definitely add more updates or outfits and updates in the future. But yeah, customization, it's a really cool concept, but it's very severely disappointing the way it's utilized. And here we have the player card. Not much to it. You just edit your card and just, you know, put whatever you want on there for online purposes, I guess, whatever it is.
Got a call from Bulma.
And like I said, the encyclopedia is just all the girl talk, all the characters that, you know, we had in the original Budokai Tenkaichi games with Chi-Chi, but they've added Bulma as well as Batltle as well to, you know, talk over about the characters. So it's always great to see them bring stuff like this back. And then come forth, very, very simple. You can summon one of the 3 dragons to grant your wish. The wishes are very limited. You can only choose from a few of them. So to be perfectly honest, they're not really worth summoning in my opinion. I've only honestly summoned them because I would just get Dragon Balls, and I would get to the point where they tell me that I can't get any more, so I would just make a wish to get rid of them so I can, you know, get more again. But yeah, they're just, you can get more Zennies, you can get characters with Super Shenron, you can get titles. It's honestly very useless stuff you can get with the wishes. So there's not much to talk about in terms of the wishes itself. But yeah, that is all the game modes in the game. In terms of the gameplay of the game, I think it plays very smoothly and very good. There are some complaints I have about, like the main thing I was talking about earlier with the bonus battles is the lock-on system. When like someone spawns in, you're not locked in, I absolutely hate it. I feel like it takes forever to lock on, and it seems like you're just aimlessly looking around forever, and you have to stare down in your opponents where they're at for like a solid 5 seconds before you finally lock on. I just feel like it's very annoying, and it just makes things more complicated, especially in the missions or the fights where you have to do it in a timely fashion. Like I was talking about earlier in the that Nappa versus Frieza Force. So you're supposed to be Nappa and take on Frieza Force Soldier, Q, Dodoria, Zarbon, and Frieza, and you do it in a time period. However, each time someone spawned in, there'd be times where I couldn't find them because they'd be on the other side of the map, and we just couldn't find each other, and I would run out of time because I'd be running around for a minute trying to find my opponent when they spawned in, and I couldn't do it. So stuff like that just got super annoying. But outside of that, in terms of everything else, I feel like the mechanics and everything run very smoothly. Now I can't sit there and say completely off the top of my head how it plays compared to Budokai Tenkaichi 3, because I'll be completely honest, I haven't played it since I want to say 2011, 2012. Those were kind of like my last years playing PS2 games, so that was the last time I would have played the game. I know I could have played it through a mod or on my PC and stuff like that, but I'm an old school person. I like to play things on the actual console it's meant for. So trust me, I've been wanting to get a PS2 again for years, because the old one I had, I don't know what happened to it. I think it might have been sold or something by my brother. One of my brothers, but I don't know. I don't have it anymore, and I've been wanting to buy another one for years, just never have, and I can't compare it directly because I haven't played Budokai Tenkaichi 3 in years. But in terms of mechanics, it's a very enjoyable game. I love it. I think it plays very smoothly. There are some mechanics that I think it's just more so on me, like the counters and stuff like that. I feel like no matter how many times I time it, I'm terrible at it. It could just be that I suck, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was just that. But I feel like my timing is always off. I have been improving, I feel like the more I've played it recently, I've been better at it, but I feel like some of like the super fast battles, I just cannot time it properly if my life dependent on it. So besides little stuff like that, like I said, I think the game plays excellent. I love the the transformations, the fusions, just every little mechanic, stuff like the after image and wild sunge, which I'll be completely honest, when I first played the Budokai Tenkaichi games, I was more of just I wanted to fight. I didn't care about all the extra stuff that the skills, stuff like that. So over the years, I've definitely learned more better of them and how to utilize them and use them in these games. But back then, I was just button smashing, just wanted to transform, use the moves and stuff like that. So that's all I pretty much did back in the day. When it comes down to it, I gotta say, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero was completely worth the 17-year wait we had to endure from Budokai Tenkaichi 3 to now. This game's excellent. It definitely is a true Budokai Tenkaichi sequel. It feels just like it, plays just like it, and I'm very glad it finally came to fruition. It was something that a lot of people never truly thought would ever happen. I thought for sure we never get a Budokai Tenkaichi, because in my mind, when they're coming out with all these different games, I'm thinking, why wouldn't you ever want to come out with another game of your biggest franchise that you've had? And they just never did, never touched it until now, and it definitely was worth the wait. And I can't wait to see what the game does in the future, man. And I already know we have 3 DLC packs in the future. We'll get a lot more, I'm pretty sure. This game is going to be giving us content for years. If Xenoverse 2 is still getting content, that game just surpassed 8 years old. Kakarot's going to be 5 years old in January, and that game's still getting DLC. This game's going to be living for years and years and years to come, and I can't wait to see what, different types of, stuff gets added to the games, whether it's characters, maybe some, stories, battles, whatever it may be. I'm very excited to see what type of stuff we get in the future with Sparking Zero. So, ladies and gentlemen, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, excellent game. Tops the very top of the list of greatest Dragon Ball game of all time, in my opinion. Budokai Tenkaichi 3 always had that throne, but this Sparking Zero just gave it a no hearts feeling punch right off that throne and took it, and will probably stay at that very top level until we get a Sparking Zero sequel. To be perfectly honest, I don't think any other game will come close to it unless they produce another sequel to this game. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, please feel free to leave a like below, and of course, until next time, I'll see you guys there. Thank you guys for watching the video.